I think there's an idea about me that I'm not interested in doing projects like this.
Sometimes there's scheduling conflicts. Other times there's drama. And the odd time, the talent's telling the producers to stick it where the sun don't shine. Actors regret the roles they say no to, and their words, every once in a while.
I turned down Jim Cameron. What an idiot.
Number 1. Matt Damon turned down Avatar. Freaking Avatar. Big yikes. Even if he didn't regret turning down the movie, he definitely missed out on the sweet, sweet paycheck. 10% profits offered to him by James Cameron, which would have been something insane like $300 million. All because he was committed to the Bourne series at the time. Now that's integrity we're not sure we have. Number 2. Paddy Considine turned down a lead role in Game of Thrones. He said that his manager told him it was about dragons and he just went, no thanks, not realizing the show would become such a huge deal. Of course, he didn't make the same mistake twice. Once the prequel, House of the Dragon, came up, he was sure to jump on board. Number 3. Amandla Stenberg has no regrets about stepping down mid-audition process for Shuri in Black Panther. It was incredibly hard for her, but she really doesn't regret it at all, saying, "These are all dark-skinned actors playing Africans, and I feel like it would have just been off to see me as a biracial American with a Nigerian accent, just pretending that I'm the same color as everyone else in the movie. That was really challenging to make that decision, but I have no regrets. I recognize 100% that there are spaces that I should not take up, and when I do take up a space, it's because I've thought really critically about it. And I've consulted people I really trust, and it feels right." Number 4. The MCU could have been very different if Tom Cruise took up the arc reactor. However, when he was first offered the role of Iron Man, he didn't feel that he was being offered enough control over the production, and ultimately said no. He isn't too bummed about it though, because he finds Robert Downey Jr. to be the perfect casting. When his chance to play the character came up again when the multiverse blew wide open, sadly, he already had scheduling conflicts. Oh, and it was never even a thing. Yes, Kevin Feige admitted to discussing it in the very early preliminary stages, but it never went anywhere. Perhaps they have bigger plans for Cruise. Number 5. Imagine Tom Cruise being the Iron Man to Leonardo DiCaprio's Spider-Man. All we're saying is Endgame would have turned out differently. We're thinking a Jack and Rose Titanic moment here. Well, Leo turned down the opportunity to play the web-slinger in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man back in the day. By back in the day, we mean the 2002 version. Leo admitted, "I didn't feel ready to put on that suit yet. We didn't realize Tobey Maguire and Leo were the same age." Number 6. Helen McCrory was originally cast to play Bellatrix Lestrange in Harry Potter. However, after discovering she was pregnant, the role went to Helena Bonham Carter instead. Of course, McCrory eventually came back to the series to play Narcissa Malfoy. Number 7. Aaron Taylor Johnson was feeling the sting from a project he once turned down, Deadpool 2. Not because of that movie in particular, but because of its director, David Leitch, who offered him the role he said no to. Meanwhile, further down the track came a project he really wanted to do. Yep, you got it. Bullet Train. He really had to fight for the role because it's fair to say David wasn't too thrilled about the actor anymore. David told him, "Get in line, buddy. There's like 10 other actors who want this job and they've got a bigger name than you do." At least, so Aaron said. Number 8. Oscar Isaac turned down a huge role. One he'd expect would be big, but no. Biopics were just on the verge of becoming huge when he heard about Freddie Mercury and Bohemian Rhapsody. He just didn't think anyone would want to see it, but he's kind of content with it. Sort of. Saying, "I think I could never have done what Rami Malek did. I just think he was, obviously. Everyone thought so. He was great." But that was a funny one, where it was just my thinking was so like, you could just watch him on YouTube. Why would anybody want to watch somebody pretend to do him, you know? Number 9. Lily Allen's reason for turning down Game of Thrones is a pretty good one. She was nearly cast alongside her real-life brother, Alfie Allen, who played Theon Greyjoy. However, supposedly in the script, it's said that the character unknowingly wouldn't realize it's his long-lost sister. She said, "I would have had to go on a horse, and he would have touched me up and shit. Once they told me what was entailed, I said, no thanks." Yeah, that's fair. Her brother disputed this statement, so who knows what's what, but she would have loved to be brought on the show as a musical guest instead. Number 10. Emma Watson turned down the lead in La La Land. Because The Beauty and the Beast live action was shooting around the same time and was a ton of work for someone who's an actor first and a singer second or third or fourth.
You're in or you're out. Exactly. I was like, I kind of got to be all in.
Emma also turned down Cinderella because she just didn't feel that the character was a good representation of herself. We feel like this was a natural choice. Number 11. While we're on the topic of Beauty and the Beast, Beyoncé turned down a role in the film because it wasn't Beauty and the Beast and Plumette. That's right. She just found the role too small, and we can't say we blame her. Beyoncé's a star, not a feather duster, but she's still looking to the future for more musical opportunities. Beauty and the Beast director Bill Condon had worked with her previously on Dreamgirls, but it just wasn't meant to be. Number 12. Jessica Chastain was a contender for a role in American Hustle, Jennifer Lawrence's role, the role that won her an Oscar. Unfortunately, there were scheduling conflicts with Miss Julie. It's gotta be hard seeing somebody else win that Oscar. Do you think Jessica would have been up for one too had she have taken on the role? Number 13. Jennifer Lawrence may have landed the role in American Hustle, but she had to turn down the role of Squeaky. Squeaky, played by Dakota Fanning in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino said that Jennifer Lawrence came down to the house to read the script, cause I wasn't letting it out, and afterwards we talked about it a little bit. She was interested in doing it, but something didn't work out. But she's a very nice person, and I respect her as an actress. Yeah, we blame X-Men. Number 14. Alan Cumming didn't regret much of anything when he turned down Harry Potter, not even his words. He straight up told the producers to F off, and we can't blame him. They were offering him less money than Rupert Everett, who was also contending for the role at the time. Rude. Do you think he's eating his words? We don't think he's eating them. Isn't this just the way of Hollywood though? At what point does it stop being about talent and start being about star power? Number 15. Rachel McAdams was the first choice to play Pepper Potts in Iron Man. However, she was already cast in State of Play and The Time Traveler's Wife, and just couldn't take on the project. No hard feelings, of course, because she landed her role in the MCU as Christine Palmer, not too much later. Sounds like choosing roles can sometimes be like winning the lottery. Do you think the casting would have worked out better in a universe without scheduling conflicts? Let us know who you think is a better fit for the part in the comments. Oh, and hey, thanks for hanging out with us here at The Things.